Hello everybody, welcome. So, it's DYNO Day, and I have the number. But before we get to that, I wanted to kind of set some expectations. Just in case you're not familiar with the swap, which you probably are at this point, but just for those that are new to it, I will give a quick rundown of what we're working with here. The car is a 1985 Toyota MR2. It is full stock interior. Really the only thing that's been done to it, well, I can't say the only thing, but there's been a lot done to it. It has lowering springs, 87 plus big brake upgrade, porter-filled pads, 2000 model up spider wheels, all kinds of stuff with that kind of deal. Stainless braided brake lines and clutch lines, stuff like that. The biggest thing is the engine swap. It is actually a Prius 1NZ FXE engine. From the oil pan to the valve cover. It is a long block. There are a lot of bits and pieces that go on the outside for the intake and throttle body and exhaust and all that other stuff to make it work in the car. It is running a stock C52 Toyota transmission, MR2 transmission, with a Scion XA bell housing, I believe, if I remember correctly, that adapts it to the 1NZ engine. So 3 out of the 4 engine mounts bolt right in. Only the passenger side, well, right hand side engine mount had to be fabbed. So that's what it is. The big thing though is, yes, I am the second person to ever done this in an MR2. The first one was Doug. Most people know him by MR2 20 valve. He does a lot of harnesses and stuff like that for engine swaps. So he actually had this exact engine in his car, but he never changed out the cams. So once I got it, I was looking at it and I figured out, let's just see what it does. So stock, this engine does 74 horsepower, 76, somewhere like that. It's double digits, 74, 76, I can't remember exactly, in the Prius. But it doesn't have to make a lot of power because it has the hybrid synergy drive to compensate for the low end. But in the Prius, it's running an 8-to-1 compression ratio because it has the simulated Atkinson cycle. What that means is the intake cam the lobe is huge. It lets the intake stay open halfway through the intake, through the compression stroke. So it bleeds off some of the compression. Static compression on this engine is 13.1 to 1, which is insane. So changing out the cams for the Scion XB cams, mainly just the intake, but I did both just to be on the safe side, with the Scion VVT solenoid and all that kind of stuff. So I should be running 13.1 to 1, something like that. That's the biggest change, and that is what is making it require 93 octane or premium, whatever that is from where you are. So I've been driving the car for a little over a year now, and it's been doing great. It loves third gear. I can drive around all day, every day in third gear pretty much. So that's what that is. It is running the stock Echo ECU. So it does have a few limitations there. It redlines about $6,000, something like that. It's not a really high revving engine, but as I found with the dyno, it makes power all the way to redline. Another big benefit of this engine swap is it is roughly 100 pounds lighter than stock. My car, as it sat last September, weighed in at 2,191 pounds, and that is with a full interior and a full tank of fuel. Also, the engine, with it being lighter, it made it closer to a 50-50 weight distribution instead of being more biased towards the rear. It is still slightly biased to the rear, which is good. I mean, the engine's back there, so you kind of want it biased to the rear a little bit. But anyway, so that is all that. That is what has happened to this point. It has been a long road to get to the dyno. I know a lot of you are wanting me to shut up and just show you the numbers right now. But we're going to get there. So my thought, and this is, I was going in thinking this, since I have had both the silver top and the black top 20 valve in this exact car, I put the 1NZ swap somewhere between the silver and the black top. Probably closer to the silver top in horsepower, but about the same as the black top in torque. Anyway, all of that said, but I wanted to lay the groundwork. I wanted to set the expectations. I figured this thing would be making about 135 at the flywheel. So that would put it somewhere, with drivetrain loss and everything, around the 110 to 115 mark, something like that. Well, I was dead on. It made 110 horsepower and 106 foot-pounds of torque. And it made power up to redline. Just crazy. So, but I really want to thank Two-Step Performance and Corey for actually having me out today and allowing me to use the dyno. It was fun. I hadn't been on a dyno in years, and the last time I had dynoed this car was actually 12 years ago. As you saw at the first of the video, I put a clip of the car doing the dyno pull, and I've shown you the dyno sheet. So the only thing to leave you with is this. If you're looking for a fairly inexpensive swap that changes the dynamics of the car in terms of weight and weight distribution, but is more powerful than stock, the 1NZ Prius engine is worth a shot. Pretty much everything that you need to do the swap can be pulled from a donor vehicle, or if you can go to pull apart or something. The wiring harness can, Doug, he did this one. He can do anything with wiring. He is a wiring wizard, I'm telling you. So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and cut this here. And just so you know, it's worth a shot. If you're looking for super high horsepower, it's probably not the engine to go for. Unless you go with a standard 1NZ and go ahead and turbo it, because then the weight savings would actually show even more. So, it's a pretty good little engine. I like it. So, if you like this video, give it a big old thumbs up. Smash that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. Just because we've dynoed does not mean that I'm done with the MR2. I've still got stuff that I want to do to it, and stuff that I need to do to it. So, but anyway, until next time, y'all have a good day.